Have you ever had that feeling of seeing something so absurd, so out of the ordinary, that all you can do is stand there, jaw dropped, paralyzed unsure if it's real or just the product of an overactive imagination? Well, that's exactly what NASA scientists have been experiencing in recent years, day after day. Since it began operating, it's been uncovering secrets no scientist dared to predict. Galaxies that appeared when the universe was still crawling. Planets with sharp glass rains. Fragments of invisible matter moving like ghosts. And chemical clues that suggest life might be closer than we ever imagined. The reason? A mechanical eye lost in the vacuum of space, known as the James Webb Space Telescope. Webb is not just a technological leap forward. It's a challenge to the laws of physics as we once knew them. Because today, you're going to dive into a universe that literally makes no sense. Until now. But it wouldn't be easy. James Webb took more than 25 years to build. The project faced countless delays, budget cuts, and engineering challenges that seemed straight out of science fiction. The most intriguing part, some of these discoveries simply shouldn't exist. All of this had to be unfolded over 1.5 million kilometers from Earth. And ever since, it has done what no human ever has. Looked back in time and seen the impossible. No backup plan. If it failed, it would be the end of a multi-billion-dollar dream. The light they emitted took billions of years to reach us. But that light was stretched, like a rubber band pulled to its limit by the expansion of the universe and now can only be detected in infrared. They defy the most widely accepted models of modern astrophysics and cast doubt on everything we thought we knew about the beginning of time, the fabric of space, and humanity's place in this cosmic puzzle. Everything is dark, total silence. Suddenly, a fully lit city appears in front of you. Buildings, lights, movement. It simply shouldn't be there, not that big, not that bright. The standard models of universe formation predicted that the first galaxies would be small, dim, and chaotic. But what Webb saw was the opposite. You'd think, how's this possible here, in the middle of nowhere? That's exactly how astronomers felt when they first saw the galaxy JHGSA, revealed by James Webb. So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hold on tight. While Hubble captures images in visible light, Webb works mostly in infrared, revealing hidden parts of the universe as if it were scanning the past with a magical flashlight. It's like trying to detect the heat of a candle. On the moon, viewed from Earth, it was like trying to understand an entire forest through a keyhole. Scientists wanted more to see what had never been seen, to perceive the invisible. And because it's so sensitive, it has to operate in complete darkness, shielded from the sun's heat by that massive Before we understand why James Webb is turning modern science upside down, we need to go back in time. What it's revealing aren't just beautiful space photos. They're riddles. Signs that something very, very strange happened at the dawn of the universe. No, you won't need a time machine, just a little context. The Hubble telescope, launched in 1990, was like a brand new pair of glasses for the human species. For the first time, we saw the universe in high definition. Colorful, nebulous, supernovas exploding like cosmic fireworks, galaxies spreading out like paint on wet paper. In the early 1990s, humanity was already peering into the cosmos, with eyes full of curiosity. But there was a problem. Hubble could only see visible light and a bit of ultraviolet. And so, a bold idea was born. To create a telescope that could capture infrared light, the thermal radiation emitted by extremely old and distant objects. Just the sun shield, for example, is the size of a tennis court and had to be folded like a giant piece of origami to fit in the rocket. But in December 2021, against all odds, Webb was successfully launched. James Webb isn't just a telescope, it's a cosmic detective, equipped with eyes capable of seeing what no other scientific instrument ever could. Why does that matter? Because when we look at very distant objects in the universe, we are literally looking back in time. Webb was built to be that time machine. Its instruments can detect the heat of stars being born, galaxies forming, and even the earliest traces of primordial light. And there's more. Webb's mirrors are coated in gold, optimized to reflect infrared light with extreme precision. Since it began observing the cosmos, James Webb has been sending back images that break the logic of astronomical models. And the first of these signs was a galaxy that simply shouldn't exist. Imagine you're walking down a deserted road in the middle of the night. This galaxy formed just 330 million years after the Big Bang. It's like a baby being born. Minutes after Earth itself formed. JHGSA 130 wasn't alone. Other ultra-old galaxies were found, like CEERS 93316 and GLAS SS12. All of them appeared more mature and developed than expected, as if the universe had sped up its growth or worse, as if it had started earlier than we thought. Others, more daring, suggest we are seeing effects of physics we don't yet understand, hidden dimensions or interference from invisible cosmic structures. Some scientists are even considering that Webb's data may force a rewrite of the theory of cosmic expansion. These galaxies are like living fossils that don't match the evolutionary history of life in the cosmos. Something that absolutely no one expected to find. There's such loud anomalies that many researchers spent weeks rechecking their calculations, doubting their own eyes, but the numbers don't lie. Webb revealed it. And now the world must face the fact. Something very strange happened at the beginning of the universe. After all, how did the cosmos go from being a dense, opaque soup of particles to a luminous stage of stars, galaxies, and planets? And what comes next only deepens the mystery. If the universe was born in darkness, the question is inevitable. Who turned on the lights? For billions of years. That question haunted astronauts. The answer might lie in something no one thought to notice. Dwarf galaxies. And it was James Webb that brought these tiny wonders into the spotlight. Light couldn't travel because neutral hydrogen absorbed everything. But these small galaxies generated enough energy to split the hydrogen atoms, clearing the way for light to travel freely. A new problem. Why were these galaxies so active so early? What fueled so much energy in them? The telescope picked up signs that these dwarfs were emitting absurd amounts of ultraviolet radiation, enough to trigger a phenomenon called hydrogen reionization. Don't reflect. Don't emit any signal, but are still there, shaping entire galaxies with silent gravity. These microgalaxies, millions of times smaller than the Milky Way, were scattered in regions once thought to be empty, yet they were extremely active, as if it only showed up in galaxies or massive clusters. In plain terms, they were responsible for making the universe transparent. That's right, invisible as chunks of reality, warping space-time like stones dropped in a silent lake. For a long time, the cosmos was like a dense fog, and once again, it showed what no one had ever seen. It's as if we were wandering in absolute darkness, until someone switched on millions of light bulbs all at once. But if you see the leaves rustling, the trees bending, you begin to understand where the wind passed. In the atmosphere, falling from the clouds. With Webb, we go even further. Now we can see the dust the wind carries. Then get ready. Because what James Webb discovered is anything but peaceful. Webb's project, called Pandora's Cluster, a set of galaxies, 4 billion light-years from Earth, revealed that the universe's light was probably switched on by an army of tiny galaxies no one could see before. A twist, a mystery solved. But also, and the answer might lie, in something even more invisible. We talk a lot about space, stars, planets, but what about the things we can't see? Things that don't shine. That's what we call dark matter. Until recently, it was almost a cosmic ghost. We knew it existed, but only on large scales. Then came James Webb. Using a technique called gravitational lensing, Webb was able to observe small clumps of dark matter the size of Pluto. It's like trying to see the wind. Impossible, right? That changes everything, because it means we can now study dark matter at much smaller scales, revealing its structure, behavior, and maybe even its origin. And if we can understand that, we may be on the path to answering the biggest question of all. What is the universe made of? But if you think that's shocking, wait until you find out where James Webb detected cutting glass rain falling from the sky. Do you like rainy days? That introspective atmosphere with the gentle sound of drops hitting the window. In a planetary system called V, the telescope detected something straight out of a nightmare. Glass. Rain. Yes, you heard right. Not water droplets, silicate grains. Solid particles similar to glass, formed in the upper layers of a planet's atmosphere, and then they just fall. Now imagine that in motion. Violent storms, winds swirling at thousands of kilometers per hour, and microscopic shards of glass being blown in every direction. This glass rain may be part of their atmospheric formation process, as if nature were testing the climate balance of these newborn worlds. A true climate hell, but it might be home to another kind of life. These planets, though massive and gaseous, are still considered cosmic babies about 16 million years old. And the strangest part, it's the first time in history humanity has observed such an extreme weather dynamic on such young planets, something that, until recently, was pure theory. If life exists in the universe, these aren't the kinds of places it would want to start, or are they? Because the next celestial body analyzed by Webb is much more Earth-like than it seems, except for one crucial difference. It's toxic to us. This shows the moon has an active weather cycle, similar to Earth's, except it's based on methane instead of water. Titan, Earth's toxic sister, a reminder that life could emerge in the most unexpected places. But when you take a closer look, it turns into one of the most intriguing places in the cosmos. Its name is Titan. Its mountains aren't rock, but frozen ice as hard as stone. And the rain, yep, also methane. Each new image, each piece of data, is like a bomb dropped on yesterday's scientific certainties. And the craziest part, this is just the beginning. There's a moon in our solar system that, at first glance, looks like just an icy ball orbiting Saturn. Hit the like button and tell us in the comments, which of these revelations blew your mind the most? With its thick, orange atmosphere, Titan has always been a mystery. Its lakes aren't made of water, but liquid methane. The telescope detected methyl radicals in the atmosphere's simple chemical structures, but fundamental. They're like molecular building blocks that, over time, can form complex organic compounds, and even life. But it was only when James Webb looked with its infrared eyes that something extraordinary appeared. In addition, Webb revealed dynamic clouds moving through Titan's sky. Of course, Titan would be lethal to humans. Its atmosphere is toxic, its temperature's freezing. But to another kind of being, who knows? Maybe Titan is a natural lab where the ingredients for life are being tested in a different recipe. A distorted mirror of Earth. And what if it already has? What if we're not alone? We just haven't seen it yet. As those questions linger in the air, James Webb continues its mission. And what it may discover in the future could change everything. That's why we say, James Webb is discovering things that shouldn't even exist. If you want to keep traveling with us through the universe and understand how these discoveries could change everything we know, subscribe to the channel.